Hey people, welcome to the channel. And yes, the price of gold keeps going through the roof. Gold prices hit another all-time high. Why is that? How is it that you should prepare? That's going to be the topic of today's video. Folks, as always, welcome to the Modern Survivalist channel. If you want to learn more about realistic survival and preparedness, this is what I've been doing for a long time, especially for this sort of thing. I have my book, Surviving the Economic Collapse, also street survival skills for the practical aspect of preparedness, keeping yourself and your family safe. But especially for this thing right here, Surviving the Economic Collapse will teach you how you prepare for this. What happened in Argentina back in the day, huge impact on in our society. This is what's happening all over the world in slow motion. Argentina was fast forward speed, very rapid decline of our quality of life, our purchasing value, the loss of our savings, all of that and a lot more. That's happening on a more global level because it's obviously benefiting certain groups, certain interests. And yes, that's got to do a lot with the way the world is these days. A lot has changed since COVID, I think, was the breaking point. We can get away with anything. There's no moral high ground here anymore. We don't even have to pretend what we're doing. We can go full steam speed ahead and just crash through that wall of pretense, all of that facade, all of that that curtain. That doesn't matter anymore. We just do this and screw it. That's going on right now. Gold surges to record highs as central banks turn from the US dollar to bullion. I've told you about this before so many times in the channel, how all of these nations keep accumulating gold as a reserve currency as the world is in a massive economic shift. Another thing, remember, if you're interested in protecting yourself, especially if you're watching this from the United States, in the United States you have gold IRAs. Gold IRAs are a way in which you make sure a certain amount of your retirement is actually saved in actual physical gold with some financial benefits from the U.S. government. For that, in the links below, you will have Augusta Precious Metals. They are the best rated gold IRA in the United States. I've had them in the links there below for a while, and I recommend you check them again, especially if you're concerned about this sort of thing. If you have done that already, you would be, hey, super happy about it, but hey, there's still unfortunately a lot of time to do so because this is not stopping. This is just getting started, actually. So in all honesty, go check out the folks from Augusta. They have the best rating for customers, which is something pretty cool. Guys, the world is going this way. If you haven't seen it, what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on in the United States, there's been a massive shift. The world is not the same anymore. We live in a completely different world. The same goes on with Bitcoin, right? And by the way, I use Coinbase. I don't even know if the link that I have is still working or not, but Coinbase would be my recommended. It's the largest trader, and this is why. It's a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, sweetheart. You obviously got all of that right. It was worth $1, and now it's worth $111,000. Why? Because the world is changing to a world in which these fiat currencies, this ever-spending, the United States government is doing this. The rest of the world is falling for this as well. You have record spending in the United States. Oh, but the economy is doing better than ever. Well, that's nice. Are you doing better than ever in the United States? Is your economy? No, it's not. Because unless you are one of the guys that taps on a keyboard and makes money for themselves, if you're the one that owns the fiat currency, unless that's you, you're losing. You're the one that's being ripped off. You're the one that is being bled with a collapsing economy in which they benefit and you don't. All right? The more of these contracts they sign, the more of the money they give themselves. Guys, the richest man, what's the richest man? Elon Musk, he's the richest man in the world. Why? Because he makes electric cars? And because he had green energy contracts with the government? Do you know that 30% of the profit of Tesla is selling carbon points? Carbon point. What the hell is that? Well, it's green energy money. If I have a company that is very green and uses renewable energies, I can sell my carbon emission points to a company that hasn't got the same rating. What the fuck is that? Are you shitting me? That's made up points of something that is not. What's climate change points? That's 30% of the profit of Tesla is selling is selling carbon credit? Are you shitting me? No, I'm not. It is you being robbed. That's what this is. Because that's your money. The money they steal, that's yours. And there's no other way of going around this. Someone has to work. Someone has to blood, sweat, and tears their way through this. As more money is accumulated by these people, as more money is printed by these groups, the more you have to sacrifice yourself. And that's what it all comes down to. How is it that you prepare for this? Well, you prepare by aligning yourself in protecting yourself against this. It is the commodities. It is the precious metals that are going up. It is real estate going up. People cannot afford housing anymore. The prices of houses are ridiculous. The prices of land will go up. Anything that is physical, that's what you want to look at. Now, it's not all the same, right? There's certain things that have really gone up in price. Gold would be certainly what obviously the entire world is counting on. When you read these things, basically it comes down to this. Every country in the world, and certainly China, Russia, India, and the world has shifted. The West no longer has the power. It used to be that. It used to be that the United States, along with their greatest ally, Europe, up until very recently, between those two, the balance was on the side of the West, right? United States, Europe, UK, all together. Well, the fragmentation was very successful. You pull UK out of the European Union, so you weaken the European Union. You weaken Europe by dividing it, right? You clip away UK, which was one of the, if not, it was the second or third largest economy of all of the European Union. So you clip that away. You make Europe weaker. You keep on pumping illegals from enemies. At the same time, you create internal division within Europe, within the same countries, right? Fragment as much as you can. In the United States, it's the same thing. Half of the United States hates the other half. You're a Republican, you're a Democrat, you're a freaking enemy. Polarized society in the United States, the weakest it's ever been. And this goes for all society. Men are no longer men. Women are no longer women. The way in which you empower, female empowerment, is becoming a man. You literally have men beating women in women's sports, and that is somehow empowering. Guys, we've lost our damn minds, and that's how we are right now. And in this shift of balance, it now goes to the East. The East now runs things. It's China, it's Russia. Oh, you're crazy. Really? Am I an idiot? Did I not see Trump talk with Putin and tell him, oh, you better be careful. Oh, I'm not. And Putin just hours later, he just makes the greatest attack in Ukraine since the war started. They just laugh at this man. Wasn't it that Trump told Israel not to attack Iran? I told him not to attack Iran because I'm working on a peace deal. I'm finally gonna get my big political win. I'll be king of the world for a while because I'll be the one that made a deal of peace with Iran. Hours later, Israel attacks Iran. I mean, no one respects him anymore. We are in this point where the weakest is the trade war is a complete disaster. Who benefits from this exactly? Well, you see this in the celebration they did in China and Russians and India. These are the ones that now get away with anything. It was years ago. It was not really that long ago that there were these war games thinking of what would happen if China invades Taiwan. Let me tell you what that war game looks like now. Nothing. Not a damn thing will happen if China invades Taiwan. It will be peaceful surrender because the United States will not get involved. Hell, the United States is not even in charge of the United States. It's AIPAC handling who becomes president or not. And this was known for a long time. Many of us were not openly talking about it because you would get punished. Now it's like it's out in the open. We all know it. No, I cannot do a damn thing because I'm in a certain list from a certain guy in a certain island, or I just been bought. Like so many, conservative commentators on YouTube. You've been bought for a long time. We all know that. You're openly bought by a foreign nation, a foreign government. All right, guys, this is the way the world goes. And the best way to prepare for this is aligning your own agendas on an economic level, on a personal level. Build yourself. Make yourself stronger. Make a strong family. Have children. Have a good wife. Have a good husband. These are all the things they don't want you to have. You're supposed to be alone, depressed, fat, and sick. You should not be you should not be capable of thinking for yourself, having critical. You should not have a family. You should not have your own tribe, your own group. You should not have connection with the people around you. The weaker you are, the easier you are to enslave. The weaker you are mentally, the easier you are to control in what you think, what you say, what you repeat. These are all things that have been going on for a long time. Now it's kind of like in the open, right? Now we all see this. The best way to protect yourself against this is not doing the things they want you to do. Okay? Become stronger. Have your own people, your own tribe, and stay as healthy as you possibly can within your means. Right? Whatever situation everyone is in, do the best you can. Guys, that's the advice I have for you. And yes, I don't give any financial advice here. If you want to invest in gold, if you want to go with gold IRA from the link there below with Augusta, I think that probably is a good idea. But the final decision is going to be extremely personal, you and your financial advisor, and that's the decision you have to make. Guys, see you next time. Take care.